So I'm Tex, and this is Tex Talks. Uh, this topic right now has to do with someone, because I was talking previously about changing other people, and then when it comes to changing yourself, and I've worked with people over the years who will come to me and they'll be unhappy with their life, where they're at, what they're doing, and they don't like their job, or they don't like their financial situation, or they're having trouble with the whole relationship issue. And then they go about telling me all the reasons why they are that way. And of course, I'm sitting here trying to go, well, if you already know where your problem lies, what are you doing coming to me? You obviously know why something happened. And if you feel that knowing why fixes it, fix it. No, they don't go that route. They instead will go, well, the reason why is also the reason why I can't change and I'm stuck the way I am. And again, I'm like, well, if you're stuck and you can't change, once again, what do you want? If you're telling me that whatever is has to be and cannot be changed, then discussing it seems to be a moot point. The whole point in understanding why something happened is so that you can figure out A, how to not do it again, and B, maybe glean some way of fixing or changing it. I was talking to somebody, and of course, they were upset about their job. And then they were like, their whole life they had been pushed into, getting this degree in college so that they can do this particular kind of, work because their parents thought this would be best for them. And now they're stuck in this job that they don't particularly want to be in. And I'm like, all right, then do something about it. And of course, I hear all of the machinery come to a screeching halt. And it's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, all the power to change lies within you. If you do have a job and you're surviving and you have enough money to keep a roof over your head, put food in your mouth, the next thing to me would be start looking for what it's going to cost for you to change. In other words, going back to school, getting a different degree, finding a certificate in something else you want to do, making your life different. If you don't like your current situation, you talk about the dating situation. Well, what's holding you back from dating somebody different? What's holding you back from improving yourself? What's stopping you from going and changing, because you can't change how you look. You have a certain amount of power over that. You can change how you present. You can change how you communicate. You can change yourself in ways that you want to change. If you're having a problem having conversation with people, then try stepping out of your little square box. Since you don't want to be with the crowd of people you're with, learn something from a different box so that you have different things to talk about. Increase your knowledge of the world and what goes on, taking courses, classes, certificate programs, anything you can to learn something new. The whole point is learning how to be different. Telling me that somebody made you do something in the past is not the key to figuring out what you need to do to change your future. That lies within you. There's always something you can do. If you are breathing and you have control of your muscles, then you have the ability to influence your world. And that means learning something new, doing something different, changing patterns in your life. If something isn't working, quit bitching about it not working and do something to change it. I have so many people come to me and they will say, well, I have a problem with XYZ. And I'm like, would you like some ideas on how to change or fix that or make it different? Oh, yes, sure. I would love to change it. All right, great. And every idea you give them, they play the yes, but game and shoot it down. Mainly because they don't want to do those things. And I'm like, okay, so here comes a question of motivation How bad do you want to change? In other words, if you want to change bad enough, you'll expend the energy to do the change. If you want a new job, then you're going to have to look for a new job. If you want a different career, you're going to have to learn how to change gears and pick up different job skills. And of course, every excuse in the book will boil out of you. I will hear them. It'll be like, I'm too old. And I'm like, the only person too old to learn how to do a new job is dead people. And unless you're a zombie, cross that off. That excuse ain't working with me. I don't have the money. You may not have the money now to do it the way you want to do it, but have you looked into finding other ways to do it? There is lots of different ways to get at a goal like that. And if it's chipping it away a class at a time, if it's working through other programs, if it's hunting down people who will help finance you, scholarships, money, it may mean borrowing money. I have no problem with you borrowing money to further your job skills if you do it in a reasonable fashion where you look at the money you're borrowing and you borrow it under reasonable circumstances. You don't go from, Johnny Shyster over there who's going to charge you 5,000% interest or something crazy. Look at what you're doing and make sound financial decisions about the money you're borrowing and the education you want to get. Save up the money. All these people tell me I don't have time. Time's about the only thing you really got. Let's be for real. You have time. That won't change. You may lose your money, but I've never seen anybody lose their hours in their day. Nobody woke up and like, oh my God, I only got 20 hours in the day. Somebody stole 4 of my hours. No, hadn't happened yet. At least not nobody sober. Okay. So put the effort forward to make the change you want to happen in your life. Do not sit and say what you can't do. Say what you can do. I had to explain to somebody. They kept going, and I was like, what do you want? What's your goal? And they kept telling me, well, I don't want this, and I don't want that. And I looked at them, and I said, you'd make a cab driver rich. And they said, what? And I said, you're the person who gets into a cab, and instead of saying, I want my cab to take me to this, building on the other side of town, and this is the address. Instead, you go, well, I don't want to go here. Meter's running. All right, sir. Where would you like to go? Well, no, I don't want to go over there by that place. Oh, yes, ma'am. Great. Where would you like to go? Well, I don't want to go here. This could go on forever and ever. If you were trying to catch a plane to New York, you could sit there and go, well, I don't want to go to Chicago and I don't want to go to California. Was it about 50 times-ish before you finally run out of don't want tos? I mean, at least that's limited. For the average individual, I could back dump trucks out for miles and we could fill them with all the things you don't want, and we still haven't gotten any closer to what you want. Pinpoint what you want. Sometimes this will come back into understanding, again, something I've referenced before, the pain pleasure principle. Are you goal motivated or are you pain motivated? And for those individuals who hadn't seen that, I'll give you a brief, review, but I would advise you to go and check that video out. The idea is that if you picture in your mind you, and I'm putting a circle in my hands for those of you that ain't watching, that you're listening. I'm making a circle on one side of the screen, and in that circle is you. And this area inside my hands is what I call uncomfortable place. And whatever that uncomfortable place is, your work environment, your home environment, your personal stuff, whatever, this is uncomfortable and you're in the middle. Now, over here on the other side of the screen is the goal. Make a little happy face with 2 little eyes and a little smiley face. That's the goal. People who are goal motivated will keep working towards that goal, working across that screen to get to that point, because that's the point that's going to get them, hopefully, what it is they want, need, or can use. And at the very least, once they get there, if it ain't, then they can worry about, finding a new goal. But for the moment, they're moving towards the goal. But for you people that are pain motivated, You're in the middle of that little circle of pain and it's uncomfortable, and you will do just enough to get out of that spot, and then you'll stop. If it's weight issue, like somebody say, the goal motivated person says, I want to lose 5 pounds or 2 dress sizes or 1 pant size or whatever it is the goal to change to this healthy plan. They have a goal and they're working towards that goal. Eyes on the prize. Everybody else is over here going, well, I don't like the way I feel or look or my clothes or whatever. And they will work just a little bit, lose 5 pounds, lose a quarter of an inch, change their diet just a tad until they get out of that uncomfortable circle. And then they slide back into the circle when they stop, because after all, they get complacent. They're no longer in the intolerable space, but they're no longer moving towards the goal. And a lot of times in life, this is why we're in that situation of, I'm sitting here saying, get out and get you some training, get you a different job, change your life. Instead of changing your life, it's, I don't like my life the way it is. Understood. Where are you going to go with that? Oh, I don't know. We'll come up with an idea so you can go towards it. And then if that works, great. And if it don't, then we can work something else out and keep looking for things that may work. We got to keep pinpointing, asking questions, getting down to the meat of this. But instead, if you're just going to move out of that circle and stop, then you're going to be sitting there complaining again that it's not my fault. Somebody put me in this. And please, I understand. Some people have had rough lives. Some people have rough circumstances. Some people have had it really, really bad their whole life. I get it. But we're back to that DBT idea, that dialectical idea of, yes, it's bad. And yes, other people may have done things to you. And you are going to have to make something different. You are going to have to change it. You can be mad at those people all you want. In the end, you have to make the change happen. And by you doing it, you also realize you have control of your life. You gain control of what you do, and you become independent. You are an autonomous being. You only do that when you make the change. If you're waiting for somebody else to make the change for you, not only might you be waiting a real long time, you might also have the problem of every time you want to do something, you have to wait on other people. And that is not a fun place to be. So that old saying about be the change, serious. Get on it. All right. Hope you have a great day. I will talk to you later. And hopefully I don't get back on this thing and record another video today, but who knows? Give me a little bit more coffee. We might roll. Y'all have an awesome day, and I will talk to you later.